Hey everyone. Okay, so in this segment, I'm going to talk about the changes coming to EPCOT and the changes that have already taken place in EPCOT. Now, to give you kind of a brief rundown for those who are not familiar, EPCOT is broken down into Future World and to the World Showcase. Now, the World Showcase is supposed to represent various countries in a realistic fashion. So the architecture, the food, the drinks, it's all supposed to be very rooted in the actual country's culture, okay? Future World is supposed to be kind of like, it's kind of supposed to be like edutainment. You go there, you learn about new technologies, and you see various things in regards to the planet and whatnot. Okay, so EPCOT is very much rooted in real life, okay? So here's where the controversy comes in, and I kind of fall in the middle of this controversy, and I'll kind of explain that to you in this video as we go along. In terms of the World Showcase, recently, about a year and a half or 2 years ago, Maelstrom over in Norway shut down to make way for Frozen Ever After, okay? The fans, or the diehard fans, got really upset over this. Really upset over this. They felt that it was drifting away from EPCOT's original message, which actually, you know what, I can respect that. I completely understand where the fans are coming from on that. Now, I fall in the middle of this, actually. I actually don't agree that Frozen hurt the park at all. But I'm also very weary of Disney going down this path of just throwing in franchises into everything. So that's why I say I'm kind of in the middle. So Frozen, I feel like it was done really respectfully, okay? Overall, the outside of the facade, it wasn't like super obnoxious. It didn't have like a ton of Frozen outside. I feel like the facade maintained its original look with a few minor detail changes. Like obviously the sign says Frozen now and stuff like that, but I feel like they really respected the exterior and whatnot. And I know a lot of people have problems with Frozen being in Norway because Arendelle wasn't a real town. It was a fictional town made up by Disney. And I understand that, and I see where you're coming from, except that, Disney Animation Studio, they went to Norway when they were making Frozen. The architecture, the fabrics, the artistry on the dresses, the windows, the artistry on all the buildings, the mythology, like the trolls, all that was like directly lifted from Norway, from Norwegian culture. So while technically, if you want to split hairs, technically Frozen doesn't take place in Norway. But it does. It's so heavily based on that culture and that look. I feel like Frozen really fits into the Norway Pavilion. I really do. And I think it's a positive thing in the sense that it's bringing in a lot of families that normally might not have gone to EPCOT because they have a little one who doesn't really find a lot of that stuff interesting. It's bringing them into that. And these families are experiencing the Norway Pavilion and the other pavilions when they might not have done that before. So I think in that regard, it's a big positive. So in terms of Frozen Ever After, I feel like the changes were positive. I feel like that they respected the area. I don't feel like they disrespected Norway in any regard, and it was well done. Another rumor that is kind of floating around is that Ratatouille will be making its way into the World Showcase, which is another franchise I would actually support. That franchise takes place that movie takes place in France. The whole movie is based on Paris and France and their food culture and whatnot. I have no problem with a Ratatouille ride coming into EPCOT's World Showcase at all. I feel like if done properly, it can be done respectfully, and I feel like it fits the area. It can fit its area. I have no issue with that, But this is why I said I'm in the middle of this, okay? I'm in the middle of this controversy because while I support Frozen and while I support Ratatouille, I don't support any franchise that they want to throw into World Showcase, willy-nilly, and kind of shoehorn something in just because it's a big movie or a big hit or a big franchise. So I hope that moving forward, Disney is really selectful and really picky with what they choose to go in here. And I hope that when they do choose a franchise or a film to go into the Showcase Pavilion, I hope that, a lot of thought goes into it. I hope that it's not shoehorned in. I don't want to lose. There's a magic in Epcot, a magic where you can go into the Japanese pavilion and taste their food and learn their culture. And with all the pavilions, that's how it is with all the pavilions. And I don't want them to lose that. Okay, I don't mind them dabbling, so to speak, in some of these movies and bringing them into these pavilions. What I do mind is when they're going to override the country that it's placed in and put something in there that has zero relevance to the area. Okay, that's where I have an issue. Okay, so Ratatouille in France or Frozen in Norway, you know what? To be honest with you, I have no problem with that. I know a lot of people will disagree, but as long as it's done in a respectful way, I have no beef with that whatsoever. Another rumor that's been circulating is Guardians of the Galaxy going into the Universe of Energy attraction. Now, I feel that is a bad move. I feel that is really shoehorning in a franchise. Disney, for whatever reason, they really want to push Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel putting that in Epcot is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going to judge it before it comes out. It might not even happen. Who knows? I mean, these are all rumors. But as of right now, that idea of Guardians going into Epcot, I'm really not a big fan of that. I think that that's a mistake. I think that you can add movies and franchises into that park, but do it in a way that's relevant to the park and relevant to the area that it's in. Okay? So I feel Frozen and Ratatouille, they meet that criteria. I don't feel Guardians of the Galaxy does. Okay? I really don't. So that's kind of where I stand on it. I think that Disney really needs to respect Epcot's history, while also being open to change and being able to move forward and attracting new people into its park. So it has to really walk a fine line here, and I'm hoping they do that. So far, I'm really happy with Frozen Ever After. I think it was very well done. I think a Ratatouille attraction would be perfect for World Showcase. Guardians of the Galaxy, though, no. I don't feel like that fits Epcot at all. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll put it in there and the backstory will somehow fit in with Epcot. I could be totally wrong. But as of right now, my opinion is Guardians should not be put into Epcot. So anyway, that's kind of where I stand right now on this whole subject. I know a lot of people have opinions on this. I hope you comment below. Let me know what you think about Epcot, the future, in terms of putting franchises and different films into that park. What you think of Frozen Ever After. Are you happy with how it turned out? Was Disney respectful of the park when they put it in there? Let me know what you think. I know this is going to be a hotly contested debate. Because a lot of people have a lot of passion for Epcot, and rightfully so. And actually, you know what? To be really honest with you, I can totally see the fanboy perspective on this. And I can totally see Disney's perspective on this. And that's why I sit right in the middle. Because I feel like I can do both. I feel like Disney needs to respect Epcot, but they also need to... They're a business. They also need to bring more people in. And, I'll be real honest with you. Edutainment doesn't pack in the numbers. Frozen and various franchises do. So Disney has to find a way to meet in the middle and respect Epcot and what it was based on originally, while still being able to change things and keeping it relevant for today's audiences. So that's a real big challenge. I know. I mean, I certainly am glad I'm not in charge of that, but hopefully they can manage to walk that tightrope. So anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. And comment below. I'm also going to include a couple links below in regards to some of the details in regards to Frozen Ever After and some of these other rumors. So check the description box for all those links. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.